The eastern oyster is a soft-bodied invertebrate found in shallow waters. The oyster creates its own environment by secreting a shell composed of 95% calcium carbonate and 5% organic materials, including trace amounts of manganese, iron, aluminum, sulfate, and magnesium. Salinity, turbidity, and depth of water play an important role in the growth of the oyster. Oysters live in seawater in a very wide range of salinities. The oyster is tolerant to brackish water. However, sudden changes in the salinity of water can cause death. The recent oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico has ended up making a huge environmental impact over the area of the ocean in which the oil has spread to. Many species, including the eastern oyster, have been directly affected by the oil spill and are dying off at a rapid rate. Important things to know about oil is that it doesn't blend with water. It is thick and sticks to everything it touches. Since there is so much marine life that lives on the coastline near the oil spill, they are high at risk of being contaminated by the oil. Since oil is extremely poisonous, the animals that ingest the oil-contaminated water are poisoned. Oil contains PAH, which stands for polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. PAHs are carcinogenic, mutagenic, and teratogenic, which is why oil is so poisonous. In the eastern oyster, the digestive system is what the oil gets into and ends up killing the oyster. To understand why the oil destroys the digestive system, it's important to understand the anatomy and function of the digestive system. The organs in the digestive system of the oyster are the mouth, esophagus, stomach, crystalline sac, digestive diverticula, midgut, and rectum. The mouth is used as a filter feeder. There are a pair of palps in the mouth on both the upper and lower lip, and a gutter in the middle, which makes a path for food to travel through the mouth. Leukocytes are located in the mouth, which are tiny white blood cells that destroy disease germs. The esophagus acts as a passageway for food to travel through. The crystalline sac is what helps to mix and grind food particles and slowly dissolves in the gastric juices and yields digestive enzymes. The rectum of the oyster is used to excrete waste. All these organs in the stomach work together to filter, digest, and excrete food and waste. To acquire food, the oyster filters small particles from water. It will beat its cilia to draw in a current of water in a rate of approximately 2 to 3 gallons per hour. The food particles caught in mucus strings on the ciliated sieves travel to the mouth by palps. Food is then ingested by the oyster and is moved through the alimentary. Digestion and absorption of food in the oyster is an intracellular process that takes place in the stomach, where several digestive enzymes are present. The oil spill is directly tied to the oyster's digestive system and how the oyster ingests food and water. Since oysters are filter feeders, they need to filter through water to acquire small particles to digest. If the oil is floating around in the water and the oyster ingests it, it can suffocate the oyster and kill it. This is because oil causes oxygen depletion. Oxygen depletion is caused by hydrocarbon degrading bacteria, which are microscopic organisms that combine oil with oxygen from the water to create water and carbon dioxide. As oxygen is depleted, the oil is consumed and disappears. Since oysters take in oxygen through their gills, if they can't take it in, they will die within a matter of hours. Other ways in which oil can affect the oyster is it can form tissue lesions in their digestive gland in response to the digested oil. This reduces the oyster's reproductive capabilities. The oyster's only chance of survival is to tightly close its shell and live off of internal body reserves until, if and when, the oil and its harmful components leave the area. You can help the Gulf Coast region and the eastern oyster by volunteering to help clean the oil spill. BP, which stands for British Petroleum, is directly training people, both paid and voluntary, on how to handle hazardous waste materials to help clean up the oil spill. By providing jobs to residents to help clean up the spill, we can all solve the problem both environmentally and economically. To make a difference and make sure that a catastrophe like this never occurs again, call your legislator today and pressure them to enforce regulations. It takes many to achieve this, but it's the only way to ensure that problems like these never occur and are fixed immediately instead of taking months to find a solution. Become aware and informed and help make sure nothing like this ever happens again.